Welcome to the Explainer. Today we're exploring some incredibly raw source material that asks some genuinely tough, necessary questions about our modern obsession with comfort. If you're a focused learner looking to understand the mechanics of discipline and personal accountability, well, you are definitely in the right place. We're going to skip the traditional agenda today because this material dives straight into a fascinating reality check, one that forces us to really examine how we are choosing to navigate the friction of everyday life. Okay, let's dive right into this. The source material hits us right out of the gate with this intense perspective. Honestly, it's like a punch in the mouth. It says, I didn't sign up to be comfortable. I signed up to work and earn my keep. It's a completely striking way to view the world. Instead of expecting life to be smooth, this philosophy assumes from the start that life hurts, it stings, and it is absolutely going to be uncomfortable. Think about what earning your keep really looks like in your daily life, whether it's in your career, your relationships, or just your personal goals. Setting the baseline expectation that you're there to work changes literally everything about how you process stress and difficulty. Section 1. The price of comfort and why okay is the enemy. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the stark contrast it draws between two diverging paths that we all face every single day. On one side, you've got the complacent path. This is the path of least resistance. It's defined by avoiding friction, making excuses, and kind of just waiting for favorable circumstances to magically appear. Think about a time you avoided a difficult conversation with a colleague, or maybe took the easy way out on a project just to get it off your desk. It feels good in the moment, sure, but the source argues this is a massive trap. Then, on the other side, is the growth path. This route demands stepping entirely outside of your comfort zone, embracing the hard work, and forcing yourself to become more efficient through trial and error. The source is uncompromising here. If you want to evolve, you simply cannot choose the easy path. So because of this, the source completely redefines what a victory actually is. A victory is framed as entirely meaningless. It literally cannot even be attached to your identity if you haven't experienced a loss first. It's a really fascinating look into the psychology of success. Why does a handout feel so empty compared to a hard-fought win? Well, because if it didn't involve struggle, and if you didn't have to earn it the hard way, you didn't have to grow to achieve it. Real sustainable success absolutely requires the friction of hardship to solidify its value. And why does this strict definition matter so much? Look at that number, 1, because we only get one life. You have exactly one chance. That is the fundamental math of human existence. The source urges us with genuine, urgent passion not to waste this singular, profound opportunity being negative, being weak, or letting excuses dictate our trajectory. The time you have is happening right now, and letting it slip away on that complacent path is a loss you truly cannot afford. Section 2. Earning your keep and the currency of struggle. So the crucial point here requires a massive paradigm shift. We have to stop looking at setbacks, pain, and difficult circumstances as unfair punishments inflicted upon us. Instead, the source frames them as a necessary currency. Struggle is the mandatory currency you literally have to pay in order to purchase your own growth. The core argument is that nothing is worth having if you don't work for it. Imagine the feeling of accomplishment a self-made entrepreneur has versus someone who just randomly won the lottery. If an opportunity comes along and you didn't have to fail, pivot, and learn to grab it, that opportunity often holds no real lasting value because it never forced you to evolve. Right, so how do we actively pay this currency? The source outlines 3 really concrete steps for handling adversity. Let's say you just lost a major client or failed a crucial exam. Step 1, accept that you got knocked down. It happens to everyone. Step 2, keep your eyes open. Don't hide from the failure. Analyze it and get up off the ground. And step 3, you declare, I am ready to work, push, and live. By executing these exact steps, you completely change your trajectory from victimhood to empowerment, reminding yourself that you are fundamentally greater than your temporary circumstances. Section 3. Taking ultimate control and the mirror. Just think about this phrase for a second. I slept through my alarm clock. We've all said it, right? Let's be totally honest with ourselves. We have absolutely all hit the snooze button 5 times in a row, buried our heads under the pillow, and then somehow blamed the phone for our own choices. It is the most common everyday excuse we use to justify our lateness or our lack of preparation. We blame a little plastic box on our nightstand for our inability to attack the day. And this brilliantly illustrates the next point. The source poses a fascinating, stark question here. What does your alarm clock actually have to do with you? It points out how incredibly strange it is that we surrender our personal drive to a piece of technology. Relying on an external object to dictate your discipline is a complete surrender of your personal control. it implies you are giving away your power before your feet even hit the floor. You see, the source systematically dismantles that excuse by bringing us back to the actual biological reality of waking up. You are breathing. You have life. You have an opportunity to take action right now. Your alarm clock isn't the reason you're alive. Your breath is. Every single breath is a chance to pivot, to change a bad habit, or to start over. To waste that profound opportunity because of a missed alarm is to completely misunderstand the fundamental gift of being alive. Wow. Okay, the source takes a super hard line on accountability here, stating, I blame you for giving up. I blame you for saying that you're done. The ultimate point of this accountability check is that if things are consistently in your way, it's very often because you are allowing them to be. It's all about developing an internal locus of control. If you are standing in your own way, there's absolutely no one else around you to blame. You hold all the control. Which brings us to our final act, Section 4, Becoming Extraordinary, and the ultimatum. The source throws this incredibly challenging question right at us. Why would you just want to be ordinary? Why would you look at your life, your potential, and all your capabilities and simply conclude, well, this is who I am and I'm just okay with that? Seriously, what is fundamentally wrong with putting in just a little bit more effort at your job or your craft today than you did yesterday? Or what's wrong with getting up just a little bit earlier? What's wrong with waking up 30 minutes earlier to actually plan your day instead of rushing through that morning panic? What is actually stopping you from going to the gym and pushing just a little bit harder? And what's wrong with pushing harder, eating better, and loving better? The material asks us to strip away all our hiding places here. Are you hungry enough for real change? Or is it just easier to sit around and say life is too hard? Because at the end of the day, laziness will not save you. It just won't. It is a definitive, unarguable fact from the source. You have the opportunity to fight for your life, to expand your horizons, and to let the world know what you're truly capable of. But choosing the easy way out will never, ever get you there. Let's move on and see how this builds up to a totally new understanding of true strength. You know, you don't have to be the strongest person in the room to be strong. You don't have to be the fastest to make progress. And you certainly don't have to be the richest to have a rich mindset, one that's focused on abundance, growth, and resilience. True inspiration and real power come from the simple act of pushing through adversities. It comes from refusing to quit when the circumstances get heavy, which leaves us with this final, incredibly provocative ultimatum. The minute, the hour, the moment. It is all yours right now. Are you prepared to step up to the plate, or are you going to let other people decide your fate? The responsibility for your destiny rests entirely on your shoulders. Thank you for joining me on this explainer. Now go out and do the work.